Have you been training or something?
Got a good tutor.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back to another
You started.
episode of Puff Drink Talk. We are missing Conrad today, but he's here in spirit. And you'll see what I'm
Yes.
talking about here pretty soon. I'm Dylan Wilson.
And he is well replaced by this,
With the
Yeah.
beers.
this new acquisition.
We got
We're
beers.
keeping his seat cold
Exactly.
and warm.
And I'm Hilton Kill.
And I'm Jorge Abaij.
And this week, we're talking about basketball, Caitlin Clark, Father's Day,
So many topics, right?
everything. Conrad really missed out.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Oh, look! How did you make it? How did you do it?
Hey, Conrad, how are you doing, man?
Hey! You're here, man. You're in spirit.
That's so funny.
Were you smoking?
Flat hat,
Oh, that's
660.
660. That's a good one.
My first.
It's a traditional gordo.
I have this Juarez.
Do you want to Horace? I have another one.
No, I'm gonna smoke this one.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm gonna smoke a Viejo,
Monte Cristo?
Monte Cristo Viejo. And by the way, I learned how to pronounce the EP Carrillo
Carrillo?
today. So
The R
it's-
does a huff sound?
yeah, it's
Carrillo?
EP Carrillo.
Carrillo.
No, it's
Carrillo.
It's Carrillo.
Carrillo.
Where are they
Carrillo.
from?
Well,
And because do you know why?
with the double L,
Because
right?
his daughter said,
The Argentina?
my dad, you know,
Carrillo.
when he started the Carrillo company, and then I went back and listened to it again. I went back, listened
It's
to it again.
double
so
L? Double L, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Which is the yo, but
I think it's a little bit too.
but where
humid.
does he reign from? Is he from Brazil?
No.
No, it's from
Argentina?
Cuba.
No. It's Central.
Cuban
Central
families. You
America.
know what I mean?
Is
Cuban.
that common for them to pronounce the R with a sound? Because that is common in Portuguese, right?
Yeah, and also at the end, if it's not Argentina, it's Argentina, Uruguay. It's a type of pronunciation, and basically the other Spanish would pronounce yo, right?
Yeah.
But there they would say yo, la calle, yo,
Carrillo?
caillo, yeah, carrillo,
Carrillo.
yeah.
Okay,
But
I'm getting a smelly smell of cheese off this one again. And cheesy, it smells good.
but in Mexico and Central America, they
Would you
pronounce
like, would you like to
Spanish.
touch my stick to see how squishy it is? It feels.
So subtle, man. So subtle.
Yeah.
It feels.
Not that bad.
No, it feels too squishy. It's like too moisturized.
Jedi Master.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's gonna stay lit.
I see your point. It's too apart.
Because if the humidity is at like 80%, because we never took out of the plastic.
Yeah, I mean,
So it keeps it up, man.
I haven't checked the humidity in that thing. In
No, but it
a
was
while.
sealed.
I know, but I'm just saying the internal humidity in there, I don't know.
We had this thing in there for a little while.
Last time I checked, it was May 7th. Today is June 19th. Yeah, it's at 75%, so it's high.
You can follow that in your phone,
Yeah, I have a little hygrometer, like a Bluetooth one in there.
which
But,
is
I
inside
don't-
free.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
inside the
it's-
fridge. It's like a little. It almost looks like an air tag, just a little thing. But I don't know how to reduce it. It's like this time of the year, we would fight this at different times of the year to keep it optimal. I haven't touched anything inside there for
You're going to have to put the temperature up.
Maybe when you move from there
3
to there.
months?
Maybe.
No, colder.
Down.
Down, yeah, colder.
No,
And,
that's what I'm
it's
saying.
already at.
you know, we got a 60.
Don't you think it's when you move it from there to there? Maybe.
No, because it was even over there. It was happening.
Yeah.
It's been happening for like 3 months. I haven't touched it, and it's been high. Because there was one day I left the door open for a good 30 minutes just to let some of the humidity out. Very next day, right back up to like 72. Now it's up to 75. Just humid around here this time of the year. But yeah, it was holding at 65.4 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's see if I drop it down a few clicks.
So I saw what you did. Whoa. What's the name of the beer you guys are drinking?
It's the McConaughey.
Ah, that's why you started the episode like that, didn't you?
All right.
Yeah. Or was it or was it a coincidence? Man, knowing it's never a coincidence.
It's never a coincidence.
Huh.
You've seen our flyers.
Exactly.
Can't promote anything on this channel. But
No.
We love.
we like using our. All right. How do I get the window up for the chat?
I think you have to go to docs and then YouTube live control panel. Oh, it shouldn't be that. What happened? Because it's supposed to have it in there, right? No, it's trying to do
It's
something
like making
else.
a new one or
No,
something.
yeah. So no, forget about that one. So let's go docs again.
This does have a little cheesy flavor to it. It's pretty good.
Go chat.
GPT. Howdy, gents. See, I knew we'd have a message.
Conrad is on.
What's up, sir? You're here with us.
Do you see you, Conrad?
So, Caitlin Clark.
No, isn't it Father's Day?
Let's first talk what's more popular. Dan, we talked about Father's
No,
Day.
Father's Day is gonna be quick.
You're the only father here.
And yeah, so that's why.
Yeah.
I just relaxed the whole day.
You did. Yeah.
We didn't even go for a drive, you know, Alice and I. We're just like at home,
Really?
we played games, we didn't do much. We just like chilled. Very relaxing.
So it was a good day.
It was a pretty good day.
No nagging from the wife.
No, she was busy studying, so and then I just relaxed. I didn't even smoke a cigar. I just, you know, spent the day with the girls, doing not much, just playing games, cooking, and that sort of things.
Well, what is supposed to be a celebration? What's considered to be a good day to celebrate a dad's day? Like, is it more for the kids, for the family, for the wife, or something, than for the guy?
Ideally, it's supposed to be the same as Mother's Day, but it's never.
I think.
I
think Father's
what's
Day
a
is
good
the-
one? What's a good one?
Father's Day is the 16th most celebrated holiday. So
Not even top 15.
no, it's not.
But ideally, what you should expect? What should be like? Oh,
Well,
you go to bed the same night and say, hey, it was a good was a good day, my day. You know, it was a good dad's day.
I think it's tough to compare it to Mother's Day because women and men are so different. That I think on Mother's Day, they do a lot. Moms do a lot. So they want to relax, not do much, not have to clean, and maybe you go out somewhere for Father's Day. I think a lot of men enjoy doing things. So I think a good Father's Day is like have the kids over.
Barbecue.
I'm gonna barbecue, I'm gonna grill, and put a game on or something on the TV, drink some water, some beer, but hang out with everybody. and then just celebrate time with the family. Really, is how you celebrate, spending time with the family. But I think men prefer to spend their time doing things they enjoy. Like, I want to grill, don't bother me. I'm gonna watch sports. You know.
So Mother's Day, go to a cool place.
Yeah.
Where she feels special. She feels that, you know, like, okay, this is my time, right? So the pleasure is going to be there. That's what you're saying.
Mother's Day, normally you plan it out with the,
Yeah.
you know, with the kids and say, well, what do you think mom's gonna like? Father's Day is like, they might plan, but they very often forget, because that's how it got the number of 16 most celebrated holidays.
Your adult children come over.
Yeah.
Flat tire, Dad, can you change my tire? It's Father's Day. And you're like, yeah, I can do that. It's Father's
so
Day.
things
That's what
happen on that day.
When you think
Things happen.
Yeah, and when you think of like, what am I gonna do about this tire? You think of Dad. That's Father's Day right there. That's what I think about it, because we do stuff.
We need a woman here.
Problem solvers.
And we need a woman, American women, also to give her perspective, you know, what Mother's Day and Father's Day.
Yeah, it's always our opinion.
Yeah, it would be great to have it, you know, like a different opinion.
We went out to brunch, and the check came, and Scott goes, "Here, I'll pay for it." He gives me some money, and I go, "Dude, no, it's Father's Day." And he goes, "Exactly. Take the money." Okay, I'm not gonna argue with you. Okay, and that's what made me think about that. Like, I think fathers like to let you know that they're here to help you.
Yeah.
Because they get some sense of pride out of that too.
Just think about that.
Some.
Do you give gifts to your dad?
I gave him one of these. I made him a custom one though, but yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So.
And then I bought my dad, my real dad, Scott's my stepdad. I bought my dad one of these Ember coffee mugs. He loves coffee.
Right.
So, but he lives in a different city, so I just shipped it to him.
Well, it's not Father's Day in Brazil yet, so, but yes, we always like send like for example, Mother's Day, we send a basket of things that we know that my mom likes, and then when it's Father's Day, I would send a box of wine.
I was just about to say, you know, some wine.
Nah.
Yeah. My dad likes wine too.
Well, my family was. No one has ever been gifters, you know, like. I think like just like me, my mom also entertained a lot, so she's always present. But even between, even among us, I mean, it's not that common. Maybe because we have shortage, and we didn't have enough. I don't know. But I always appreciate when I give, when I'm given a gift, right? But I see everything I see in culture, it's way more open than, like, not mandatory, but like people really embrace the idea I have to give this gift, right?
Yeah.
In family, I wasn't.
My family is kind of old school too, so it's like always important getting someone a card, like a handwritten card with a message for Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays, Christmas cards. Like, you just always write a message. And if you can't buy anything like that, at the very least, you get somebody a card. But
yeah,
it doesn't have to be anything.
$4.
Exactly. You go to the dollar store, you want
$4.
You can get it for $1 at the dollar store. I think more than anything, that's just about being thoughtful, putting a tiny ounce of effort in. But I think a lot of guys just like simple stuff. I think Sam got him like a multi-tool. It's like a box that came with a new wallet, a little, like a Swiss Army knife, but like on steroids. It's like a cool multi-tool. And then one other thing in there, I don't know. And then I got him a custom-made ashtray and a cigar.
And I think this that you guys are doing, this is at the end, you know, like, it's what matters at the end, you know, like, because if I know you guys, I know your birthday, I won't wait the day of your birthday to buy the gift, because
August 14 is mine.
Yeah, so we gotta. I think I took notes and I forgot it. So just let us write it down, you know.
It's in my calendar.
Yeah, it's just that. No, you know.
No, you always plan. I mean, we had a conversation once that you said that you always plan like ahead, because and then you see something like, oh, I know that Dylan's gonna like these, so I'm gonna buy, because right now, first, I know he's gonna like it. Second, I know that the price is pretty good because it's on a deal, right? So I'm just gonna keep it.
And those in the gift closet.
It's convenient. It's convenient. It's appropriate, and it's cheaper.
And you don't have to rush.
Three elements, buddies. Honestly, that makes it. How do you precify this?
Like, you'd be silly not to.
Exactly. You know, and then because usually, if you forget to buy or you don't know what to buy, you're just gonna rush to a place that it's convenient.
Pay more.
That is more expensive. It's gonna be what you have available.
What they'll like, potentially less.
And you know what?
Exactly.
And
No, I found that brilliant when George told me that.
And also, man, yeah, thank you so much for that. And also, I think it's just the feeling of, man, no, you didn't rush. Yeah, I think it's like a self-assurance, like, oh, I did it right. I had the gift here, the pleasure of doing the task itself correctly, like, I don't know if that's only my pleasure, but I like that, like I planned that.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be exactly as I planned, but it worked without.
I'll give you an
access.
example. We went to Conrad's mother-in-law. Is he saying something there?
He said he'd barbecue, drink beer, and relax with the family. That's how he celebrated, which is exactly
Who's that?
what I'm
Yeah.
Conrad.
Conrad,
That's how the American man
thank
wants
you,
to celebrate.
thank you, Conrad, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man, thank you.
So basically, and then I was like, what should I buy for her? Because I got the invitation 2 weeks prior, so I had time, to go on Amazon, buy something, to go and find something and buy, whatever. And I was like, okay, so, but we always do that. We always do the wrong thing. Because we just go like, okay, let's leave the house 30 minutes before. We stop at Walmart or Target, depending on who it is.
Where you are, who it is, yeah.
Go
If
grab
it
a
is
gift.
kids, it's Walmart, because and then the toy section, it's kind of
It's huge.
no, it's not huge, but at least you have all sorts of pricing points, and then because they have at least 2 birthdays per week.
I know. Every time I turn around, they're at a birthday party.
Yeah. So, and then we go like, oh, let's pick something like $15, right? And then we choose something that's $15, and the girls choose, and then we go. But when it's a friend, an adult, and then we go like, it has to be a little bit more thoughtful, right? Because you don't give toys. You give something that they like. So and then because I had to rush, I was like, I'm gonna buy a Visa gift card, and so
Look,
I
man,
went to HEB, got a gift card, and that's it.
I don't go as far as to say that I can judge people based on the gifts they give it to you, like how you can, anyone can tell, right? Or by certain standards. But it tells a little bit, it tells,
I
okay,
was thirsty.
you don't want to be, I don't want to be special to everyone, right? I just want to be me, right?
Yep.
But you don't want everyone to rush your place. You don't want everyone to rush your place. Just like 12 bottles of wine in the same gas station. From the same gas station. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, look what I have. Like, because it's a deal. The cheapest thing that you found there. Well, if you enjoy together with everyone, that's fine. I mean, I don't see any problem. But it tells a little bit.
It
So
does.
that's why I'm asking about the parents.
But for example, your birthday, we already knew what we wanted to give you.
Exactly.
So even though we didn't buy prior, but we knew, and we knew the place to go, and it was like, okay, let's go there today, and then we didn't go. Let's go there and today again, on the following day. And so it's like on the day of your birthday, it's like we gotta go. You know what I mean? Because like we never went by the place, but we knew what we wanted to give you. So and it's like, well, when we get there, and then we see what it is, and then we found, El Picadillo.
Yeah, I think when it's widely available and you plan also a little bit in advance, and it's okay to buy it. I mean, nothing is wrong here, right? So But it's just when you buy the gift, it's much better if you plan it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have the time. Also, it has to do with the intimacy.
That's true. I couldn't have planned, me and Dylan, by the way, we could have planned
Put in
it.
your ass also.
No, yeah. No, he knows.
I'm just kidding.
If you leave just to
me
me,
and you too, man. Come on.
if you leave that just to me, we never get anything done because
me in the middle.
I don't like starting things. Do you know what I mean? And then he's the one that pushes me. No, let's do it. Let's do it.
So tell me.
So
You know how often I get told no?
yeah, exactly.
So what you're saying?
What I'm saying is that we knew that what we wanted to give you, so we could have picked exactly the same gift and paid probably about 75% of the value if we had bought it online. Do you know what I mean?
Probably.
Yeah.
Hey,
Probably.
just probably there are apps now that you or AIs whatever you program and say, hey, when the cigar gets to some price, just buy it.
Well,
you know,
We're
probably there are.
we supported a small local business.
Small local business, yeah,
Um,
and that gift, it doesn't have the cigars on. It has the box and whatnot,
No.
and something unique that nobody has.
Sometimes I always think it's a good gift when you're like, man, I want one too.
I'm gonna.
I wanted the one. It's like,
I'm gonna have a I'm gonna have a reel. I'm gonna have a reel with the proper thank you to you guys. Right. So, and of course with a sponsorship from Ballerini, right? So.
The best thank you is to just enjoy it.
yeah, exactly.
Oh man, it was. But the pleasure. The box is in my office, so I see that every day. Every day. Every day's there.
The
Every day's
cigars
there.
are inside, or you took it and put it on
no.
humidor?
No, I just left where they are for now, but I will put it in a humidor. I won't smoke them for a while. Maybe
Well, yeah.
next year. Next year, 1 year, in my birthday next year,
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
and let's
because
why don't we smoke, right? So
we have some cigars here that now
for my
it's coming.
birthday,
It's
there
coming
are
down.
3.
There's one cigar. Sorry, there's one cigar
Exactly.
in one box that we bought. It's coming down to about a year now, and it's so smooth. It's so much better than when we first bought. So waiting a little bit for the cigar to accommodate and
Breathe,
age and whatnot, it's good. But you have to have the right environment for that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
So if you just leave it outside, you gotta seal it real good.
Yeah,
But the wood breathes, so you gotta put that inside of something.
yeah, I have it. I have the one at home, so it keeps it to 70, 72.
Yeah,
That's it. Not more than that.
Well, that was a nice box too.
70 is good. Yeah.
And we engraved it so you can keep it and
Oh yeah, that definitely. As I said, I'm gonna properly.
That one is unique because it has the engraving in it.
yeah.
Yes, exactly. It's mine. Thank you, guys. So yeah, so this is about
welcome.
gifts. This is about gifts. I think the more thoughtful, the better. Yeah. Tamirs and I, we prefer experiences. So last year, what was it? Yo-Yo Ma? So she always surprises me with something that she knows is gonna be an experience. And for her, I have to do things that she doesn't feel like, and like, yes, let's
You
try
said
it.
she cooks a lot, right? She really
does.
enjoys cooking?
Yes,
Like, when's her birthday?
it's next month on the 29th.
You haven't thought of any, if you haven't, I'm sure you have. But sometimes going to those like cool little private like couples cooking class things.
Yeah, there's
That's
this
nice,
one
yeah.
at Central Market.
Yeah,
Central Market is one.
There's multiple, and then they do like little pairings, and it's not always alcoholic, but it's just like pairing drinks with food, and you can pick a class on what they're gonna make, and like they'll show you how to plate it all fancy, and it's fun, and it's like a date night, and
Man, I
might
feel
be
like
something
going
that she
home
would
now
enjoy.
and take Tamiris out. Like
And-
you pumped me up.
But I think she might think like, oh, it's something cool to do, like a little cooking class.
I'm just gonna
Not that
have her
anyone, class is the
watching
wrong word,
live.
you know?
What about that? Yes.
Yeah.
So,
And then a fun one I do every now and then is a painting with a twist. where you go and there's like an instructor at the front, and you just follow along what they're painting, and then you keep the painting when you leave. It's like a date night thing. Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
I don't know if you like to paint at all or not, but
Yeah,
I find
yeah.
it fun.
Gotta take Alice to do that then.
You can online. I'll pull it up. I won't put it on the screen because I'm not soliciting any services, but I've been there before, and it's fun, especially for a date. So you select the date, and it will show you.
You see, it shows mom and daughter there.
Yeah, but it'll show you what the painting is before you go. What the painting is going to be. So it'll be something like that. And then from start to finish, like that's a cool one. So I think this one, you would probably paint one half, and then Tamiris would paint the other. And then as it goes, she kind of it's artists that are there instructing you, and then at the very end, y'all create your own version.
What is it?
All the time. All the time. So this instructor's Wolfgang, but let's go.
They have June 21st, June 20th.
Yeah, I can say see more. So these are all ones. So you would just go online and find one that you liked. So around her birthday, I guess, you know, if that's what you were going to do it for.
That's what I was thinking.
And then you select the size canvas that you want. There's smaller ones and bigger ones. And then you follow along, and they show you how to paint it. And it's pretty cool. I went to one with Sam. We did like little succulents and cactuses and stuff. And Sam's a really good artist in general. So hers was better than mine, but I was surprised. Mine wasn't bad. And then you can have fun with it too. I added stuff that had nothing to do with the class or the instructor, put little birds and stuff in it, and we're just having fun. Like it's just something to do. But I think
Man, I could take Alice
experiences and
and
interactive things like that are really cool, like date night gifts or birthday gifts. But
And it's the kind of thing you don't forget, you know, like
yeah,
going to restaurants.
And you
yeah,
take-
it's great, but
you take the thing home with you. So then
Yeah.
every time you look at it, you're like, oh, I remember when I got to do that with George, and I remember blah, 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 blah. Even the cooking class, you don't really get to take it home. There might be leftovers, but that lasts. You take
Yeah.
videos and stuff at the cooking class, though. You don't forget it. But
yeah, especially because when it's food, it involves smell and, you know, trying and touching and different.
it's like going to that basketball game.
products.
You got a hat. You get stuff that, like, every time we wear that, like, I got to go to the game. You know? Something that you take home with you. So maybe at those classes you buy an apron or something. I don't know what they have available. But
I learned that Midas is online saying this.
hey yo.
She said it's a spoiler for my birthday.
No. These are just ideas.
I entered and left. She said. Oh,
These are just ideas.
yes.
Brainstorming.
Yeah, cool. Nice.
But yeah, I think that's cool. Interactive stuff, experiences.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Alice would like it.
Yeah, I could take Alice and Lily, actually, because Lily now is getting so much into painting and coloring.
Just on Sunday that I
Just let them pick out which one they'd want to do. Like gummy bears, butterfly, flowers. They'll pick something.
Gotta see one day that we don't have too much going on because it's during the day, so that
Paint your pet. Paint Elena.
yeah.
Sometimes they're in the evenings though, like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Some are in the middle of the day, like 11:30. They're scheduled times and multiple locations. There's one I think here in Round Rock.
Lily is very artistic. You see that I dance,
Alice is more.
yeah, I danced singing in the rain with with the umbrella, and then she picked up and she tried to to do the same thing. Like
created her own
wasn't
music.
it?
Yeah.
And she created a song.
Yeah.
She created a song on the spot. Just because I was singing I was singing a song and dancing and then twisting, like the umbrella, and then she did the same. So it was fun.
Have you heard about the Singing in the Rain movie? Okay. So we gotta ask the question.
Oh, I think it's.
But it's very
it's a
old.
medical
Like,
pop.
even I watched.
Yeah.
I watched. That's an Oscar-winning movie,
Uh-huh.
right?
Is it a movie or a musical or both?
It's,
It
at the time.
started as a film.
As a film?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was first a film, right?
But yeah, no, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the movie is, but it's one of those things that like lives beyond the movie. And everybody
tells-
goes, singing in the rain.
Yeah.
Basically, it tells the story of when the TV went from black and white and how the industry was to a color TV. So this is basically what the movie is about. And then there are
No,
of course,
isn't it about the sound?
you're
Sound
right.
of music.
It's
You're
about the
right. I'm
sound.
sorry. You're completely right.
Because
No, it's about the sound.
What I did, George,
yeah. No,
I-
you're right. You're right. You're right.
I started watching all of the Oscar-winning movies from
order?
the 32s or something, from 32 or from the 30s, right? And then I watched, and then of course there were like a lot of silent movies, right? It's just images. And then that one I think was a celebration
Yeah.
about having sound in the
Yeah,
movie
it's
itself.
how the and how the industry was changing.
Yeah.
How hard it was. Now, yes, it was a change. It just makes the change. That's right.
Because I think it is black and white still.
No, it was black and white. Yeah, no.
Not too long
totally.
ago, I was watching a compilation of news channels, like when the world switched to colors, like live on broadcast, like on air, how it switched from black and white into color. It's pretty cool. I don't remember what
Just
year it was,
before that, they had like some screens to put in front of TV with like a rainbow coloring
but- Oh, to
thing.
chance.
Yeah, because and then you'd see people like, you would have, the same color, but at least you'd see some colors. And then of course the face would always, to try and bring warmth so that it would show the skin of the characters, right? And then the clothing, you would have a different thing, and then the pants, would be a different thing. Like the dresses would be like skirts and, tops. So
Cool. I think we take some technology we have, I know we do, for granted these days. Like the stuff that kids are born, they have no idea.
no idea how difficult it was.
A lot of things are just plug and play. So,
Exactly. Well, when we get like, for example, so we have a brand new computer that we are broadcasting these podcasts to you, today,
yeah, brand new PC.
and that's why we didn't have a podcast last week because the computer didn't want to work.
Was not plug and play.
Exactly. So even though it's brand new, it's a little bit more powerful and whatnot. It's still we got on the day, and then
Podcast.
and then we needed a new one more board to put inside of
Like a video card.
the
or something, I think.
CPU, a video card, and because the one that we got didn't work, so we couldn't get it, so it didn't work. So
It worked
that's
for
why.
a good 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then.
So now it's working.
Now it's working. Has a little conflict. I mean, the camera still has a little conflict just because this 360 camera doesn't really like Windows very much.
Yeah.
One day, right, man?
But it's working. We are seeing us through it.
Yes. I would get into a topic that annoys me, which is this companies creating their own, like, the products don't communicate, so they kind of
Yeah.
force you to use it only one brand,
Yep. It's not exactly a monopoly, but it's like forcing you to pick a system, like a software system, and yeah.
and buy the whole ecosystem.
Yeah, it's
But this
frustrating.
camera works fine with Apple computers and works fine with any Android cell phones and of course any platform. But Windows, it doesn't like very much.
You see that? You see?
For some reason, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's not on purpose, but
Just the way they developed it or something.
Yeah.
Clearly, but it works. We're live streaming this, so
yeah, it's perfect.
it's better than before. So because we were ending up with a lot of choppiness. So
So, man,
as long as it's better than that.
Well, let's see, because we haven't seen the result of it
yeah,
yet.
exactly. That's what, as long as it's a little better, and we won't find out till later.
It's the first streaming with it, so.
let me tell you, man, Boston Celtics won the title as we predicted.
Who was the MVP?
Ha! Jaylen Brown.
Interesting, right?
I felt so bad for
Tatum.
Tatum because he was like, I think he was in the finals. I think he was like from Boston. He's more assists, more rebounds, and more points, but he's still not as decisive as Jaylen Brown is. And this guy is humble. I like him. I like him for the sport,
And who's older?
He was getting a.
Tatum is 1 year older, I think. Yeah, because it was the year before, or yeah.
I don't know. I can look it up. He's getting a lot of pushback online, though. Twitter and other sorts where they're just like kind of making fun of Tatum in a way, where he like just his
They are.
celebration at the end was just they felt like it looked forced, like he was trying to go viral. He's like, "We did it," and all this stuff, and then his face when they announced that Brown was the MVP and all this like stuff.
Yeah,
They write this narrative like he didn't contribute much the whole final series.
exactly. And in game one, Drew Holiday said, "My goodness, I wouldn't score that much of a point if it wasn't for Tatum." Then Porzingis comes to the second game and says the same thing. I mean, if this guy, I don't know. I think people are more concerned about the scoring itself than assists. So I think Jaylen Brown in Game 3 was very important. Game 5 too. So I understand that the
Brown's
fundamental, but
27.
it's just Tatum's,
Oh, they're still young though.
Tatum's
Tatum's
20,
personality. I think
younger than me.
Yes.
Jaylen Brown's 27.
He's still gonna have a lot of chances though.
He'll be 28 soon, though. So Jaylen Brown's a little older than me, but Jason Tatum is 26.
Yes. So yeah. So I was
He's
wrong.
Basically a year younger than me.
So,
It's very rare.
so if you were playing, you would be in between.
It's very rare to get
Is
a
that a
ring.
good place to be?
I mean,
And you see all the records he bit. He bit. Like the most number of I think the highest
pull it on the
score in
screen or
playoff below 26.
You want me to control
So-
it?
I was just looking for us. Age.
Because yeah, we have a new frame for that screen, so it
Oh.
still shows us on the top.
Wow, it's awesome.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, cool.
Gotta find some more stuff for me to look up.
Yeah, so you see that Jaylen Brown, you see 27. It's hard. Jordan only got his first ring and he was 29.
Yeah, they
LeBron James was 28, 29 too. So it's hard actually to get a ring early in your career, and they got to many finals, man. I think fourth.
I think so. I think you gotta combine experience plus youth, stamina and whatnot. And I think between let's say 26 and 32 is where you are at your peak, because you have experience and still have the strength to get there. After 34, 35, the athletes
What
start
impresses
getting
me,
a little bit slower.
yeah, well, on your point, okay? To your point, what impresses me is that those players, they are starting very early, like Tatum and Brown, okay? So they are 26, 27 years old, right? So they still have 10 years in their prime. So their prime are going to be like 10, 12 years. When in the past, your prime was like 4 or 5 years only. Now these guys are starting earlier and lasting longer.
That guy
Is that
from
sex or something? No, I didn't. It wasn't a sexual reference here.
that guy from San Antonio is starting really early because he's very young.
19 years old, Wemby.
Yeah,
Wembayama.
yeah, the tall guy.
Yeah. People say he's 7'5". Some people say 7'6".
So when they reverse sweeped the Warriors 3-1, and they went back and won 3 in a row to win, that was what you could argue potentially peak performance of
Yes.
LeBron, right
Yeah.
in that range where reaching the 31.
Experience and stamina, right? He was 31.
Power and
Exactly.
experience is probably the biggest one, just knowing, but 31.
Yeah, so, you got to put it 6 years less than that.
25 would be 6 years.
2012.
Because that was in
4
20
years before. So his first ring, he was 27. Because his first ring was ring was in Miami.
Miami.
Yeah, 2011, 2012. Then they won 2012, 2013. Then they lost to San Antonio.
Yep.
Right? So Parker,
Tony Parker.
Ginobili,
I remember that name.
Manu.
Yeah.
The Rumbly and
Manu Ginobili, right? So
we had posters of
Tim
him as kids in our
Duncan.
rooms.
And who
Tim
was,
Duncan.
do you remember who was the MVP from that? No? Kawhi Leonard was the MVP.
What was he the MVP?
Yep. He was the MVP, like very young, 22-year-old, I think. So again, everybody expected Kawhi to be like, if he's an MVP and he's 22 years old, this guy's gonna last 10 more years. Now he played like 2 seasons, and he's got another ring. I mean, I'm not taking anything from this guy, right? This guy went to Toronto and he got a ring.
Just injury prone. Which happens to some people.
But he is one of the 12 players called up for the Olympics. I'm not sure if he's gonna play. You know who I would like to see him out if he's out? Zion. Man, Zion. Do you know in Portuguese the character is called Fanático? In English is Juggernaut from Marvel.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's in the
X-Men.
Yeah.
X-Men.
That's Zion. That's Zion, right? This guy, he's injury prone too, but if he plays 10 minutes a game, I'll tell you, this guy would give you 15 points and 15 bounds.
Yeah, he'll go 100% for 15 minutes. He'll put his all into it. But yeah, he's just a big guy.
Big, man.
And he gets points.
The NBA has never seen anything like this. Because he's not that tall, but he's like 300 pounds, 280 pounds. He's big. No one stops him. Jokic tried to stop him, and
So he's kind of tall because he's in basketball.
yes, he's 6'6".
But he's
6'7".
planted.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Sturdy boy.
Yeah. So you try to push
He
him.
bullied
You
his way
bounce
in.
back.
You push yourself off.
But he's got some finesse. I mean, he's got a jump. He's
Oh,
got a
is
jump.
that the big guy that can shoot and then actually the ball kind of, it's not like Shaq that was
He
He's
was
not
in
kind
New
of
Orleans.
bad at shooting.
Yeah, he is still there.
Yeah,
Zion Williamson.
That's why he put on a little bit of weight once he got
Yes.
there, you know?
Yeah, that's the guy.
His struggle with the weight, and this is just his genetics. I don't know what people freak about it. Like
It's a
it
big
is.
dude.
It is what it is. It's just big. It's just it's in his advantage and disadvantage, right? Because he's got to be really.
He's a little bit heavier.
Yeah, that's
but
it.
he can do.
That was a very polemic. I think if I'm not mistaken.
What are you doing? He's windmilling on you. You're not doing
But
anything.
this one, I think I don't know. I might be wrong, but there's this game that there's a rivalry.
He's big, yeah.
There's a rivalry, right? And then at the end of the game, like when you were supposed just to play ball, bounce the ball and finish the clock. He went there and he spins, and and then I think Phoenix team went towards his direction, and then it's just provoking, right?
Look at that.
Um,
Look at this. He's jacked.
No, and he jumps, okay?
He's freaking jacked.
There was a photo he was
Exactly.
flexing. Close that one, and there was look at him flexing.
He's
over
doing
there.
the George pose.
Yeah, man.
Someone wants to be part of our podcast, man.
That was in college.
That one he was.
That was in college, yes, exactly. So,
And then, of course, he blew out his Nike. Remember that?
oh my
That was
goodness,
Selipnik.
he was because at the end, you know what? Now in hindsight, he's a freak of the nature. So this is if something like this can happen, it will happen with him.
He blew his foot out of the shoe.
Yeah. You see, this scene just the other day was like, it was this 5-minute video with 2 seconds per image of the best basketball image in the history from the 80s, 90s. So 40 years of 5 minutes and 2 seconds each image. And man, I remember almost everything. It's just like in football would be, like just those special moments.
It's like you have lived through those moments, and then you
Yes.
can remember every single 2 seconds. You remember. I remember that. I remember that. I remember
but
that.
it could be something not with the ball, not even part of the game. It could be
Yeah.
something outside, like Michael Jackson in 1993, right? I think 1993. He was in a Super Bowl interval. You know the commercial.
Commercial.
Yeah, you're not. I know he was. I think he
halftime
said, yeah, at halftime. Yes, the halftime, wasn't he? Remember, like he changed it. So I mean, I think anyone in the world will see that. Will say, "Oh, that was in the Super Bowl." You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you don't follow football, American football. So this video is amazing because it was just, Jordan being blocked by 5 Detroit Pistons players. Just one, and then it goes out. It comes something else. And, you don't even have time to stop because it's so fast, But it's like you lose your breathing like every 2 seconds because everything is so exciting. It's an amazing video.
That's nice.
We would do about soccer, and I would probably also have this.
I think if we do about Formula One, I will.
That's right, Formula One too. That would be fun. So man, So Boston Celtics won. We were here.
Well deserved.
Yeah,
so was it 4-1 or
4-1? Do you think they lost on purpose, game 4, so they could celebrate at home?
Well, I don't know if that's like a conspiracy or not, but I feel like they definitely kind of.
I don't know.
They were competitive into the first half-ish, and then the score at the end doesn't reflect that.
No,
because Dallas won by a lot at the end, but they were kind of staying in it to a point where I was like, man, they might try to finish this on the road here, but then maybe some things got away from them. They're like, yeah, let's just go in this. I don't know. They might have changed tactics at halftime, like just rest up as much as you can. Don't play too hard. Don't get injured. Let's go home and win this. You never know what can happen.
But the team
at least it wasn't 4-0.
Yeah.
Clean sweep, yeah.
I've seen all the results from there. This is that makes it the Laker, fan base pissed because now the Boston Celtics has 18 rings.
Yeah.
And the Lakers has 17. So it was tied. So, and then the third one is what they call the Golden State Warriors won 7. They were a different franchise. I mean, it's the same franchise, wasn't a different city, so that's why they call it. They put it all together. That's why Golden State has 7. So 18 for Boston Celtics, 17 for Lakers, and 7.
Oh, for
the Golden State Warriors.
A big jump.
Yeah, and then the Bulls with 6.
Yeah,
San Antonio with 5.
It's a huge difference.
Yeah. So
it's a very dominated sport then, by Celtics and the Lakers.
It's actually less dominated than it looks like because the first 40 years, Boston Celtics had like 11.
Okay.
And then Lakers is more spread out, but they also had rings.
Lakers is more like from the 90s, no?
Well, you can tell in the 80s, right? So because Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and James Worth was there, they got 5 rings.
Kareem is,
yes,
he was known as the
Walrus.
Yeah.
Then you had Shaq and Kobe.
Then Kobe by himself.
Kobe by himself.
Then LeBron James got a ring too. But those teams, they haven't been done.
That to me is impressive too. I mean, obviously you have to have a supporting cast, but he's won in Cleveland, won in Miami, winning. Well, I think you can win everywhere.
Yeah, but he always plays with the best players. So at that year,
people surround him with
that year, AD, who played with him, was supposed to be number 2 in the league. Everybody speculated LeBron was first, and then LeBron brings number 2 to play with him. It's almost as like Messi. Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo, why don't we come here? Why don't we pair? And for me, it's like that. But I don't take it. We don't take the ring away from him. He deserved it. He put it together. A lot of people. But just as much as LeBron does that a lot, I mean, man, in order to satisfy a guy like him, I mean, if you are the manager, that's what you do. It happens in Brazil now. Luis Suarez played for Grêmio. And then we did pretty well. We were runners up in the National League. We were second place. And I'll tell you, maybe when you have a black swan like this, they should have invested more. They should have put more support, and we could have a ring, because now he's gone and we don't have anything. So I think the same thing happens in basketball. If you have LeBron on your team, if you have a Curry in your team,
You should put every single effort to.
because Curry has only 2 more years, and LeBron maybe it's his last year. Let's
saying that though. He wants to. I think he wants to play with his son.
which is going to be next season. This season, this season.
yeah.
It's going to be this season. He's going to be drafted. So Golden State tried to convince him to go.
And he's gonna be the most experienced. Is he already?
Yes.
The most
Top scorer.
top scorer.
He is already top scorer, and he also surpassed Oscar this year as the top scorer in the world ever. Because Oscar was first, and then
for a long time.
yeah,
Shout out to the Schmitz.
Schmitz, yay!
I need more beer.
And
So
that's
do
it.
you.
Yeah, and so Boston Celtics. So what can I say? Kyrie played really well. The other, I think in the other playoff games, but not in the last one. I think
No, but was that the curse, right?
the curse of Kyrie. Maybe if we're against anybody else, maybe they could win.
They hate him in Boston. But at the end of the game, he went and gave everybody a hug, and he said, he wasn't in a great place when he was there,
Yeah.
But now with Luka and in Dallas, I think he really feels at home, and
Have you watched the movie the other day? I said his father. His father.
Hey, I have a question. Why isn't Corn saying anything and he's just there laughing?
Yeah, it's like making fun, like mocking us.
Let's see if I can. Do I want to go his hand or something?
a little nugget.
Dildo.
He's so quiet today.
Yeah, wow.
So let's talk about Caitlyn a little bit. Is it her name?
Yes,
Yeah.
she's playing now. Actually, at 8:30 or 7:30, maybe.
Well, now then. In a few hours.
Or she's already playing because
The time zone, yeah.
yeah. So she's already playing.
Let's see, what's today? The 19th? Yeah, it's live, second quarter, Indiana Fever up 46-43
Yes.
against the Washington Mystics.
Yeah, so they've already played against them. They beat them. Caitlin Clark in that game scored 30 points with 9 assists and 6 rebounds, if I'm not mistaken.
Every time they play the Chicago Sky, though, there's another highlight reel that comes out of somebody just trying to bully her. But the last 3 games they won, or maybe all 3, they
Yes.
keep winning the games.
Yeah.
So, but they're just targeting her.
Hey, George.
Did you watch it? Mm-hmm. The game,
The one where she got hit.
the Angela Reese just
Yeah, Angela-
it was a basketball game, okay? It was a basketball play. I'm sorry, it was a basketball play. I think
But-
it was.
Well, I don't think it was as intentional as some of the other ones have been, where
No.
the other girl came up and hit her in the back.
It wasn't a
Oh,
flagrant.
yeah, we
two. It wasn't a
watched that.
flagrant 2.
But when they call a flagrant 1.
Flagrant 1. Yeah.
But I will say, in the post conference after the game,
Yes, I watched.
she
it
was
too.
like, "I guess some people have a special whistle." That's
exactly.
what she said about Caitlyn.
And do you see how Caitlin answered? You see what she said?
Was that the one where she said that just wasn't a basketball player, or that's when she was talking about getting pushed in the back?
She said no. She said she's an excellent person, excellent basketball player. I mean, she's helping elevate the game. This game is also great because of her. We are very competitive, and
almost like
she's got a platform, and we're
being
great.
Politically coached, of what to say, because that gets someone even probably more riled up. It's just
thing
annoying
is-
because she always just tries to say the right thing. She doesn't stoop to a lower
Do you think
level.
people are annoyed at her?
Nah.
Or people are in love with her?
The thing is,
People, Angel Reese probably looks at that and he's like,
but the
because
thing
it makes
is,
her look bad.
So I know you. Something like this. I know who you are.
yeah, but she
Like
is.
a movie plot.
But George, she's polite and she is tempered and politically correct at the heat of the moment.
Yes.
Like she is very Very.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Which is the
it's not
opposite of the political scenario. Too.
Yeah, it's not like she's, it's like somebody punching her in the face right now, and she goes like, "He's the other face,
Yes.
the other side of the face."
But and you know what she is? You know what this country likes the most?
Humble people.
That's for sure. But they like an
But
underdog.
that's why they like me.
They like an underdog.
But hold on, they like me because I'm very humble.
An underdog too. Right, yeah, but I think that's
Did you call it?
my trophy.
exactly.
I beat PK
So yeah,
in this race.
flexing,
in this
yeah.
race.
So that's it. I think the fact that she's humble for sure, but she's an underdog. Everybody loves. She didn't win. She picked up a small team and beat all the records. Broke all the records, and then she goes there. It's not only about her sexual, like whatever, her gender.
She can't
or-
control what people say about her either, because people will say she's changing the game, she's progressing it, she's the reason, blah blah blah, and that's what's making these girls mad. So I think when she goes out, she says something. Angel's a great player, and she's progressing the game, and blah, blah, blah. She's just giving flowers to other people where she's not. And I agree, you can't control the narrative of what
she
people
said that,
spin
right?
about you.
She said that in one of the interviews. She said that I can't control, and then later she said, "Oh, but did you know they're using misogynistic, and then they mentioned, like racist things, and they are using your name for that." And they say, "Well, I don't appreciate that. I just don't want to mix things. I want to play ball, and I just don't want to. I just don't want my name associated with those things. Nobody wants it. So it's like media trained. She's media trained.
That's what I was going for.
She looks like a vet. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, very few people are prepared. When you see Curry speaking, man, he's a master.
Or she's just very intelligent.
As a rookie,
He is. He's always been different. Okay, he's always been. I don't know if you know, like Camila Blanks from the Los Angeles Sparks, which is the LA team, right? She's like a supermodel, blonde, super tall. She's like a good. I don't know. If my father is your, the godson, she's the daughter of the god of.
she's a goddaughter.
I think Dell. I think isn't that his name? Dell Curry.
Yeah.
Dell Curry is Camila's
Godfather?
godfather. So they grew up together, like family. So and then Curry's been like that. He has helped her build her whole career, right, Camila? And then I can tell the same thing about Caitlin Clark. I read a little bit about her family, like the whole family. Everybody is involved in sports. Her uncles, her brothers, her parents. Everybody have all. So it's not like her first rodeo, like.
She's seen it.
She's seen it, and I think people are pushing agendas from both sides. And also, let me tell you one more thing.
Do a little refresh.
Yeah.
Be nice to shed any other nationality. She could play for another Olympic team.
Yeah, she's got Irish and Italian, I think. Yeah.
So just stick it to
Oh,
the
because
man.
she wasn't called up.
Yeah.
For the Olympic
But
Games.
even that she handled like
Did you see, man? Did you see what she said? Like,
But I have a question
I'm
to
not.
you. Last week,
I'm not the best.
we talked about, even though we didn't have the podcast last week, we did, hang out in here and smoked a cigar and then talked. And the WNBA was doing better, but it's still showing
50 million.
a loss.
50 million loss.
Yeah.
50 million loss.
What is that about?
Well, so
They're faking until they're
Man,
making.
look. You can't attribute all the success to only one person. We all know that it's impossible. Anything in your life, Dylan, if you want to do well and involve sacrifice, you gotta have to count on other people to make it happen, right? So for this company
It's
to
all about a group of people, not one person.
for this company to grow, the economy needs to be better. You gotta have good providers and like also suppliers and clients, right?
Yeah.
Sports in general, you gotta have appeal. But that's an area where I think like they've grown is that maybe people aren't watching yet,
The eyeballs.
but it's being talked about a lot more.
Yes.
The clips and the highlights and things are coming out on social media. Are people watching the full games on ABC or Fox, wherever they're broadcast?
Paramount increased, if I'm not mistaken, tenfold in the NBA or something like this on stream.
Are you watching it? So, and certain statistics like that, it's like if it went from 10,000 to 100,000, and then you look and like the new House of the Dragon comes out, and then that's 1.8 million people.
Because you're
premiering.
competing with this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I took a picture here,
So,
if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind. It's not a fair comparison, but
No.
I think give it time. It's the first season with Caitlyn and Angel Reese, and
I put it here first. Okay, the Indiana Fever's 91-83 victory over the visiting Chicago Sky, the game you mentioned on Sunday, was the NBA's most watched game in 23 years.
okay, and that one's building up because they played a couple times already.
Yes.
So I even think the next one where they play on the 23rd.
Yeah, it's going to be even higher.
Albeit it's at 3 p.m. So that's something that, unless, is the 23rd a weekend?
But they didn't
Probably.
refresh,
Yeah.
but they didn't update.
It's halftime.
It's halftime.
Okay.
So look at the other one. The game featured 2024
It's a
number 1
Sunday.
overall pick Caitlin Clark of the Fever and number 7 overall pick Angel Reese of this guy. The contest averaged 2.25 million viewers, a
That's a lot.
225% increase over a comparable game window last year, the top game. Sunday viewership reached its peak at 3 million viewers. Also, Sunday game was the most streamed WNBA ever on Paramount across households, minutes, and average minutes audience. So all these topics for one game.
Well, let me add. So this next game is on a Sunday. The NBA season's over. The Hockey Stanley Cup Finals are coming to an end. So you got baseball, and then you got the WNBA.
So
And it's on a Sunday, 3 p.m. It's not House of the Dragon, all these other HBO shows. That's not on. That's going to get a lot of views, and it's
so
another.
let's say that then.
It's the next episode in the saga of Chicago.
But okay,
Versus-
say it
But
again.
let's-
I'm going to ask another question.
Let's say that then, ladies, please watch. The WNBA sports
Men.
as well.
Men as well.
Well, the men that are watching it, already watching it, right?
More. I mean, yeah.
But
But the eyeballs are everywhere.
the
All ages, all
the ladies
all
should
genders.
be watching more as well. Just
They thems. Don't forget
Man,
the they
I've
thems.
watched so many videos about that.
don't forget what?
The they thems.
Yeah.
All the
The
backlashes
genderless
against
people.
men, against men. Like you should have been done that since the 80s or the 90s or whatever.
Help.
We know, huh?
Everybody, if they just start watching more, the WNBA sports or any, the
Women's.
sports, the women's sports, because sports as up to date, of course there are women that watch sports, but it's not a lot. I mean, it's mostly watched by men, right?
Yeah, for many social reasons, we should have. I
We're
think
talking about that on Father's Day.
Yeah.
I just want to, watch some sports,
was
grill some
built for
meat.
man,
and
just
whatever,
Don't
you know?
ask me to build a table or a couch today. That's all I'm asking.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is like if the
Hang curtains.
Yeah, if
Perfect.
if everybody will just watch a little bit more, they will get more views, and
Well, sure.
it's going to be more profitable.
yeah, but but there should be something like Dylan has just
Trending.
mentioned. There's a reason why men wanted to watch it because they didn't want to do things at home too because they work the whole week and then at least you have a scapegoat, like a place to go, a reason to do. So I think women who also have to have this leap. Women who need more motivation to watch it because there's so many things. Because also in the past, you didn't have many options. So people watched sports. That's why for decades we follow sports. But now with so many other entertainment possibilities, maybe sport is not. You have a competition, just like you said. Like the game will compete with a Netflix TV series, you know.
The
New series.
series from South Korea. What's it, they call it?
I know what you
Squid
mean.
Game.
No, not
Yeah, Squid Game.
That is another one, but
No, the other one that they say Chris watches it a lot. They have a particular name for that because it's like
Like, the most famous is Squid Game.
no.
that's what I thought. But just
But what Squid Game is
are you talking about reality TV? Just in
not
general?
reality TV. No. I'm talking about there is a term. This is like I think that they call it by that name. I forgot the name now, but
I don't watch
But
much Korean
Dylan,
stuff.
I know you're a straight shooter.
it's not
right?
so popular. But
It's new. Like a new season came out.
it's like so popular from other countries.
Well, there's a lot of new stuff that just came out, by the way. So there's a lot of new
Yeah,
TV
yeah.
series. HBO has stuff, Prime Video has stuff, everybody has stuff that just came out. So that's a competition. But I'm just saying, this matchup in particular, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, those two teams, the Fever, the Sky.
Cardozo also played for Chicago Sky.
For the Sky.
She's a Brazilian.
It's turning into kind of like Big Brother in a way, where you want to tune in for the next game to see what's going to happen. Because
Yeah.
every game, something is happening.
even
Like, this is
compared-
turning into a rivalry.
Magic Johnson versus Larry Bird. That's what they are calling the beginning. Like the year. Technically, those players. I mean, they are.
Yes, you're watching this happen in real time.
The NBA, like Gabe start, and then Michael Jordan came in the '90s and make it an international game. They're saying that this is what.
We're watching it in real time, man.
Yeah.
You know what?
And that's why I think this next game, let's wait and see next week. Like, what's the viewership? Is it going to reach over a peak of 3 million? Because
It was 3 million that game, like.
if something polarizing happens, something polemic happens, she gets elbowed in the ear,
Again.
something potentially is going to pop off again. These two teams are rivals, and they don't like each other.
Yeah, and it's almost as if it's scripted, because there's a villain, just the Detroit and
Good TV is.
Detroit, Chicago. Remember that, like what they did, like the Jordan rules. I think they're doing the same with her, but they won't wait that she gets too good for starting this rivalry because Jordan got too good. I mean, he was. Like being beaten every single year. 3 years in a row they lost to Detroit. 4-0, 4-1, and then 4-2 and 4-3.
But when you say
won 4-0.
waiting until she gets too good, she's already so good. And what did you send earlier about? So basically, on average, or is it not even on average? Like, she takes more shots from deeper than any other.
She scores, right? So the number of of 3-pointers that she scores is further than the best year of Stephen Curry.
I saw that
And
by a
others.
few meters.
Yeah, but
Which
by
is
a
like,
meter. By a
By
meter.
about
or
a
something.
meter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A meter to
Like-
a meter.
5 meters. 5 meters is 3 feet each meter, so it's like 15 feet.
15 feet. No, they were like
Way
8.55
down.
meters or something
Yeah,
like that. Like, she's
8.55.
like 20 something, 25 feet. Oh, like, she's deep.
Yeah, and like, have you tried?
She just throws.
Have you tried?
But they land.
But hold on. Is the ball lighter for WNBA?
Oh, the ball,
It's smaller.
It's a tiny, it's a little bit small. It's number
And is
6.
the rim
it's
a little
number
bit?
6, not number
Is
7.
the rim a little bit bigger too, or no?
No,
The rim's the
The
same.
rim is
no.
the same.
The ball
Yeah, because
is,
they play in different. But just the ball's a little smaller and lighter.
yeah.
It doesn't matter though, because that's muscle memory. Like, you have to get used to.
I'll tell you, man. Have you tried score from the logo?
No, but hold on.
That's tough.
No,
It's tough.
That's like-
yeah. No, I
100 to 1.
Trying to hit a bullseye.
Exactly.
No, if I shoot, the basketball from under the basket,
Yeah.
I don't make it.
Oh, you mean the layups? Yeah, the layups. Yeah.
I can't imagine from up there. You know what I mean?
But I'd say you give a women's ball to a man, just switch it. His muscle memory with a man's, like, it might hit a little different just because it's lighter. Like, you still have to adjust. So I
No,
think
but,
they're
you know-
all. That's an even playing field. It's not
And
like
her catch and shoot is so fast.
it is
Like
flipped.
she gets the ball and shoots, right? So her catch and shoot is so fast. I mean, they have to start woman marking her from half court because she's gonna take it.
which opens up the defense.
It does. I mean, it opens the rain, like because you open the space, for because they have to actually
They have to come out,
centers.
push it into the paint.
And look, she's not only shooting though. She's got the skill. She's got a bag. She's got a bag.
She has good handles, so she can take it around and.
Yes.
But that's what you're right though. She's doing that, and then she pulls up and shoots just as fast as she'll catch and shoot off of a pass. So
that's true.
she's a versatile player.
Yeah, that's why
Obviously.
she reminds me a lot Curry because of that. People underestimate Curry's ability and handles and and assists. It's just because he's way more efficient shooting than assisting. I mean, he should be the one getting the ball to be scored. So I think, honestly, players always, if they want to win, they have to adapt. Jordan needed to do that. Curry, I mean, he could have
Curry's
12,
unbelievable.
He could have 12, 15 assists a game if he wanted, honestly, because he's too intelligent.
Well, and he gets a lot of attention. So you have to honor his game and what he's playing, and that opens up the door for other things, which is the
He's
same
a
thing with Tatum.
four-time champion. It's very rare in this sport to win so much. To win that way. Think about now. We got so many stars in the game. I mean, next year, 4 or 5 teams can win. There is no one. Maybe Boston will be the favorite.
That's, to me, what makes it exciting. And that's the same with any sport. Dominance gets old. And that's why people are complaining about F1 lately, too. And the NFL, no one wants to see... Everyone loves Tom Brady. He's the GOAT. But nobody wants to see the Patriots win for 10 years straight. Which they didn't, technically, but just so many wins. And then the Buccaneers. So when he retired, and then now you've got Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. We respect the dominance. We're not taking anything away from it, but it's so much more interesting when you have real competition. And I think it has been getting there. It's just towards the end, there's someone who's been able to clutch and come out on top,
That's the good thing about Formula One this year, because it's getting interesting now. Because we can see the dominance of the Red Bulls not being that great. Like they could have lost, the Canadian Grand Prix.
The car's just not as reliable this year or something?
Yeah, something is going on, so...
And how about that thing I'm sorry, just a compliment, I sent you the other day that there is a limit that they can use it to replace the cars, like 2.1 million pounds.
Yeah.
And then Perez is going to take most of the hits, so they can use the rest only for Verstappen.
That's going to come into play on the second half of the season for sure. But I don't expect Verstappen to just drive more conservatively. Like he's going to push it.
He's gonna.
So we're going to see what happens. But with all these upgrades coming out, like McLaren's a lot more competitive.
They're just going to get Greek penalties and.
I wonder if Adrian knew he knew he was leaving. And he's like, I'm not worried about the cars much this year. He already had his eyes either on a boat or another team. But the reports, it's not official, but the reports coming out are saying he's going to sign a deal with Ferrari with Lewis Hamilton next year.
Wow. I mean, how old is Lewis Hamilton?
30.
No, he's in the 40s.
I thought he was 39. He's like 42 or something. 41?
No, I think he's either 40 or 41. Is he going to
be the first 40?
42 maybe.
No, because Alonso. How old's Alonso?
No, I'm talking about winning.
85. So no, he's 38.
Yeah, I thought he was 38, 39.
Yes, so
39.
Just check who was the oldest championship. Championship. I think it's Lewis Hamilton, 36.
To race in a season, or like the oldest to win a championship
ever.
But I feel like Adrian Newey is
Hamilton
checking off 2 boxes at the same time. He gets to work with Lewis Hamilton and Ferrari, and those are probably a couple things. That's probably part of the draw.
That's why he's going to retire then.
So
it was Fangio, but
Fangio at the age of 46.
Oh my goodness, 46.
So we need to do the second oldest.
Exactly, because
everything everything Fangio related is it's like out of question.
Well, and that was a long time ago. Graham Hill, 39
Okay, when 60 in the 60s? Okay.
in the 60s.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So
While
nowadays,
we're on the subject, what's the third?
yeah. Well, since we're here, right? And look, man, look at how the AI is taking, you know, man, it's taking everything.
Third, is still Graham Hill?
Let's go to motorsport.
Maybe the oldest. Just as the oldest.
Look at that car, man. I love that.
I
car.
know, right? This is from the
But
70s.
look at that car. It's just unbelievable.
End of 70s, I think,
Was it
right?
Mario Andretti? Yeah, look at that.
End of 70s?
That's
Yeah.
Andretti right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Not
car
80s
was
yet. In
pretty
the 80s,
good.
yeah, the 80s were.
That's
I know.
That's older. That car is much
68, probably.
that looks like a freaking insane go-kart on steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks really cool though.
Yeah.
That-
older. No, but I like that car better. You know.
That's in the 80s. That's 70s.
80s. This is just oldest F1
Yes.
driver still alive, I believe.
80s, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so we saw that, right? So, but I think modern Formula One, I hate that term, but probably modern Formula One is
Nowadays,
yes.
nowadays Formula One instead of modern. Because,
Yeah.
you know, next year is gonna be more.
Yeah,
now.
so it's like contemporary.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that's what it is.
Anyway,
Fangio.
so
Shocker.
so where's the race this Sunday?
Spain.
In Spain.
The Spanish Grand Prix.
España.
Do you know which city it is?
No. I
San
don't-
Juan or something. It's never. I don't. Barcelona, huh? Could be Barcelona.
Madrid. No, I have no idea.
Barcelona has a. I think it doesn't have
I don't know.
one of the. I think it is one of the. Catalonia. Yeah,
Yeah,
Catalonia.
it is Barcelona
yes.
and Catalonia.
Yeah, it's like a circuit, right? So I figured.
But they treat Catalonia as a different state in Spain. They
Well,
have great food.
Never been.
they tried to.
I've been.
They
You know,
tried. They tried to
I
be
ordered a
independent.
paella there, and
I
it was
love
like,
I
They tried to be independent for a long time. A few times, you know, the latest I think was.
So do a lot of
5
people
years
complain
ago.
that the Spanish track is not a good one? Or it is a good one? Because I've heard some mixed reviews on that.
no, the thing is with the Spanish Grand Prix is the Grand Prix that everybody uses to test, preseason tests and whatever. Apart from Ferrari, they have their own track. So and still they send drivers there to test, but they don't send the whole entourage. But it's the circuit that everybody knows and everybody does well. So it's like from the very first, free practice one, they already have the setup done with the
Okay.
car. It's like they don't make mistakes. So every single race in Spain, the cars are in the peak of their performance. So I think this race promises a lot because you're gonna see that the Red Bull dominance is not that great.
Or if it is, then it's going to change the narrative again that they're slipping if we see a dominant performance.
Yeah.
But based off the data, what we're looking at, we're going to assume other players are there, but we don't know what's going to
Let me ask you a
happen.
question.
But they
Hilton.
dominated, the preseason test anyway. So
No, let me ask you
and
a
there's a
question.
lot of upgrades coming to this race.
If
When-
they are,
Yeah.
There are much less races when I followed it, right? It's like, I don't know, 12 or something like this. When you say Spain is in the peak, do you mean now they have so many others? Because I remember when he went to Europe, then they started, do you remember when we started trying to betting who was when, like when you remember when you were
at the beginning,
yeah, in the beginning I said like, well, the first I don't know 5 races is gonna be pretty easy, but then the cars will start
developing, yeah.
developing, right? So I asked you what my question to you is that in Spain, was it when it was less races, or it doesn't matter when every
It
year?
has been for about 20 years now.
Okay.
That the Spanish Grand Prix is the Grand Prix that most of the upgrades comes, and that's the preseason test. That's where the preseason test is done because it's central, right?
Okay. Okay.
So it's easy for every single team to go and test over there.
and it's Barcelona.
And it has not only that, but it has a very challenging corners, and it is a high-speed track. It has a huge straight line and a tight
It's great for adjustment.
inner
right?
circuit. You know
It's
what I mean?
good for adjustment.
So yes, so and then that's why they nowadays they also test a lot in the
There's a versatile track where you can test
Yeah,
many
they-
components of the car.
yeah well they're doing because it's a little bit cheaper to do testing in the east I'm not sure if it's Abu Dhabi or
Azerbaijan.
no in Asia, you know, so they do a lot of tests over there as well. But the Spanish Grand Prix, they know, you know, every single team, they go like, just put this setup and the car's gonna do well. They know going to that race.
Well,
And then, you know, they know that the upgrades, if they bring the upgrades to that track, is gonna make a difference, you know, for the rest of the season. So
Okay.
that's what it is. It's a very well
Okay, there are many reasons that.
Right on.
developed circuit. You know what I mean?
well, I saw a rumored report that Williams approached Logan Sargent and let him know that they will probably be moving on at the end of the year, which I've been suspecting this whole time. I still don't know if he'll even finish the season.
That's a bummer because
The whole team?
he's a very young.
No, Logan Sargent, just the American driver for
Oh, okay. Yeah, I missed
for Williams.
Okay, right.
we just- We don't produce
But
drivers.
he's young. You know what I mean?
But it's reminding me of Ricardo with McLaren at the beginning. We're just struggling and struggling and struggling. Could not find his way with the car. Like, he just doesn't feel comfortable. He doesn't have the pace, and he crashes. And they just can't probably keep spending money repairing the car.
But yes, I understand that. But when you watch, well, if you know a little bit of the history in Formula One, when Mika Hakkinen was Ayrton Senna's teammate, he wasn't that great. And then, you know, McLaren still invested on him, and he was a world champion. And now, you know, to this day, he is one of the coolest headed, you know, world champion that there was. And he was a world champion with McLaren. So it's, we don't know. I mean, Logan Sargent, and he's a very young driver.
Would you agree, though, that if he does get passed up on, that his likelihood of coming back to another team and being an F1 is probably done?
Done.
That's why it's sad, right?
Yeah. Because Williams is not a well performing team right now.
Well,
They have some development to do, and they do need an experienced driver there, but they don't have the money to pay for the experienced drivers. So.
they're likely to land Carlos Sainz next year.
Well, that would help.
Carlos
but-
Sainz Jr.
Yeah.
But doesn't make them immediately more competitive.
No.
By any means.
It would be a 3 to 4 years development.
But that means, I mean, he'll be around for a while.
But it's been interesting, right? So it's been at least entertaining.
I've enjoyed it. It hasn't, yeah. And so to go back to what brought it up is like the dominance. Is there's still a front runner of Verstappen, but it's not like he's up by 15 seconds every single race and just nobody's even competing. Because that's not the case this year.
But you can see from the struggle of the Checo that the car is not that easy.
Not like in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, it's not that easy. So.
Well, I mean, Verstappen's just a better driver.
Oh, he is, and we know that he is, but
So
it still shows that the car is not that easy. It's
But-
just, you know.
I think Checo always does better in street circuits in general. So it's surprising when he doesn't do well in a street circuit. But it's like, what's
Well,
going on?
he had an incident in Monaco.
Monaco.
That it wasn't quite.
It's a racing
He,
incident.
yeah, he was a racing incident, and he got clipped. So
It happens.
It happens also because of the position you are. You are because if he's in the first, second position, you only have
You won't
one or
have
two
that
cars.
problem.
You only have one or two cars to you. Like he puts himself in this position too.
Well,
Huh?
we looked at the oldest, the oldest champion. Who's the youngest? Is it going to be Verstappen? F1 World Champion.
Maybe Vettel.
Could be Vettel. And I bring this up because I read today that they're changing it to where the youngest winner of a Grand Prix was Verstappen, I believe, at 17. And now they're changing the rules going forward that you have to have the minimum age of 18 to
To run.
participate,
Oh, okay.
to run an F1. So he will probably always hold that record.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just good lobbying.
Yeah. Verstappen. Right there.
Vettel,
Vettel. I was right.
you were right.
Oh my goodness.
At the age of 23, he broke the record previously held by Fernando Alonso, who won
Uh-huh.
the championship at the age of 24.
So probably Alonso and then Max, right?
Check out Wikipedia. How old was Max when he won? Maybe 28.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm guessing. But,
So he's 30 now?
well, sure here at the
When
top
was he
I don't
born?
mention his age.
When was he born?
97. He's 26, so he's my age. He's younger than me.
Ah. So he was champion 22, 23.
Well, let's see. So
When did he
I
win?
think 2020 was the season he won his first. Oh, 21.
21 he won, yeah?
So 2021.
Okay.
So what's
24. 24.
24? But we just looked it up and it was
I was right. Vettel was the
he's 23.
Vettel or
That's all.
no, you said Hamilton, but it
No.
was
No. Dude. The youngest.
Oh, no, the youngest is Vettel.
F1
Yeah.
champion.
Vettel and then
Yeah.
Alonso.
And
Yeah.
then Max.
Well, first was Alonso, and then Vettel beat him.
But Max was also 24 when he won his first. I don't know if he was 24 in so odd days more
Exactly.
than Alonso, but Alonso obviously achieved that first. He's older. So, interesting. But I was telling him how, no new chick. They changed it to where you have to be 18 years old at least to race in F1 now. Because the youngest, I think, driver to ever win a Grand Prix is Verstappen at 17.
Yes.
But now to get your whatever
It
type of...
doesn't. You gotta have what they call a super
It's a
license.
super something license, but they're making it to where you have to be 18 now to get that.
So he's gonna be
Should
forever ever.
That's right.
should it be about age or should it be about skills?
Well, the caveat to that is you don't need a valid driving license, like a regular driver's license, to apply for that super license, so long as you show the skill, but you do have to be 18.
Do you know what I want to see?
I don't disagree, though. It's a dangerous sport.
A good friend of mine. He is the president of the Brazilian Federation for the Formula One for the automobile federation in Brazil.
What's his name?
Giovanni Guerra. And he wants to know the name. I don't know.
Cheeky.
He is. He has created a development for the
drivers?
girls to race. So there's like 40 girls, like in full development, with the help of. I raced against her when she was like 7 or 8 years old at the same race that I did Piquet.
Did you beat her?
Always an opportunity to speak about that.
Sorry.
What was his name?
I forgot her name. I mean, I'm gonna remember her name, but well,
Did you beat her?
Bia Figueiredo. No. Well, she was on different cars. I mean, we didn't-
Category.
Yeah,
Category.
we didn't race the same category. And so she's the one running that, and she's a great driver, by the way. So they have been developing quite a few young female drivers in Brazil.
And I have a
So
question.
I want to see, some team getting
Female driver?
a female driver seat, not for testing. Like Williams had one, a pretty good driver, in a British driver. I forgot her name, but I want to see like a full, like a higher driver for, the seat, the hot seat where you really race.
You know what? Do you know what one a problem is? Usually, they will give her the worst cars if she, in the worst teams, and then it's gonna look like she can't race. Women can't race men. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
No, but that's
Right.
the thing. So the
you understand what I'm saying?
development.
Like they would put it in a development, last.
But the
worst
development,
team.
George. But the development is that they they race, against everybody.
Like Kate
So
Sauber,
if-
Visa Cash App car.
If they are well trained and get there, they will get a seat on whichever car. You know what I mean? If
But
they
isn't
bring
it,
enough sponsors and whatnot, I want to
It's
see
just
that
the
happen.
optics.
Toto Wolff's wife, haven't they been doing it's a different thing having a female driver in F1, but haven't they been doing like a women's kind of league where it's all
Category
women?
or
The
something.
women, yeah, women's category. That
No,
they,
because it doesn't make any difference. You know what I mean?
That's
but
what
they're
I would,
supporting women in the sport though, but it doesn't make a
No,
difference
yes,
bringing them into
yeah.
F1.
That's what I would
So
ask.
it is different.
that would be my question. Look, how
They're
much
not
more
creating a different league.
how much more difficult
That already
it would
exists.
be for women to drive compared to a man. Because in other sports, we see the difference, right? Sports such as tennis, such as basketball, they are very physical. You see the difference. It's a different game, right? So I had actually a discussion with a friend about that. So, but my question to you is, do you think for Formula One, still the dexterosity or whatever, do you think it has any difference or this disappears? I think it disappears. But I want to
I would
know.
argue that it disappears because we see female fighter pilots, don't we?
yeah.
The U.S. Air Force, the U.S. Navy,
Because it's not about
fighter pilots.
It's about technology,
no,
right?
No, it's not about physical strength. It's physical stamina.
Yeah,
And you see,
which is the same.
which exactly you see,
a different metric.
ladies playing tennis. The speed of the ball is different, so that's why they lose. But they can still play for 3 hours straight.
Yes.
So they have the same stamina. So Formula One is more about stamina than strength, because you don't have to put a lot of force into turning the wheels. You may have a lot of force on your neck, but if you do have the support and they're all attached,
Oh, they all do.
So
But that's why I bring up females
it's more stamina.
Yes.
So
with fighter pilots because it's withstanding G-force.
yeah, exactly.
Pretty much
exactly.
the same, right? Thing,
So,
right? Pretty much the same.
It's
Yeah,
more
it's-
in a plane and a fighter
Yeah.
jet. It's more than those
So
cars.
that's why this is where I think, honestly, more women should start participating too, because then
It's more about
there's no
support.
gender discussion when it
they have
comes
to
to this.
start karting at 4 years old and doing the same thing these other kids are
Yeah.
doing, and then have the same skill at the age.
But
that
that's
they
what I'm
need to.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
So
It's-
support
Formula
system.
One is more about the support,
Sponsor.
the investment, like sponsorships and whatnot, and the skills. And the girls, they would have the same skills if they started the same age.
That's
they
my
have
point.
the plan.
My whole point
agree.
would be that one.
So it's fine. So
Yes.
what he's doing right now, and kudos to you, Giovanni, and a good friend of mine, that
did
he's doing this the
Yes.
right way, and it's
Yeah.
unbelievable. So
But,
yeah.
but you know what? You should have said that 10 years ago. No, I'm just saying that.
10 years
you
ago,
know.
he wasn't the president of.
Exactly,
CBA, so-
exactly.
Somebody
exactly.
should have, but all you can worry about is like what can you change now? In the position that you're in.
Yes.
So,
And it's great for. And can I be honest with you? Can I be honest with you,
Court.
Conrad? Right? Can I be honest
Conrad,
with you?
yeah.
Yeah, Conrad.
Depends how
I'll
much.
tell you, man. It's great that we can all see now. We're all gonna be alive to see everyone also enjoying more women's sports. Just a confession. Because I watch it basically more NBA, right? So I think the game wasn't so excited, and it's still not that excited. But with the players, not only Caitlyn, but the whole draft, this whole draft, you're making things interesting. I think more people embraced the sports, and it's not going to be only the change is not going to be only for basketball. That's why the American Commission is making a mistake not taking Caitlyn, because it's not about basketball.
Right.
It's about everyone paying attention to female sports.
Bring the hero aspect of
the underdog, the hero, a bullshit argument. Oh no, you can't call her because her fan base is gonna be mad because she's not gonna play much. She's gonna be learning. Of course, the team that is there doesn't like her. She doesn't belong to that team, and if I were in their shoes, I've been fighting for so long, for so much, and I don't get it. And then when things are getting better with a new contract now, look what happened. Then someone comes and gets all the, all the gold only goes for her.
Yeah.
I understand. Anyway.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna see it. We're gonna see that development come.
How was the game?
From too many things.
So you have to finish, right?
Yeah.
Just about time.
Yeah, because
You gotta pick up the girls.
Yes.
Well, 68-63. They're up 5 with I don't know how much time left.
Well, it's quarter 4.
70-63 is the latest.
Yeah. It was they're supposed to win this game. The other team is not having a great season, so it's not a strong team. They have struggled with the top 3.
It's too close. I mean, 7 points is not much.
Yeah, no. Yeah, as you saw that, you see. Tell me, Dylan, tell me about Game 3, Boston and Dallas. That they were 22 points behind. They got 21 points, and then they lost the game.
Yeah, they got all the way close and then they lost.
Yeah, I don't know. But I see promise for the future.
1 or 2 pieces, and they are content. They are content again. I mean, they are content, but I think they have a good chance.
I've been impressed by Derek Lively. I think the turnovers need to be kind of addressed a little bit. Making your free throws. There's some things that they need to work on the off season, and then all of that is exacerbated under pressure in the playoffs and all this pressure.
Some people complain about some shots Kyrie Irving takes.
I don't mind that. It's
but
Kyrie
I don't mind.
Irving.
He's an artist.
Yeah,
let him do his stuff.
He won't make them all, but I think the analysis, like when you weigh the consequence versus the benefit, take those shots. Same with Luka. Luka sometimes takes shots and then they don't hit, but nobody says anything.
Do you see his percentage in the free throws?
Luka's
49%. That's Shaq's.
Well, that's what I'm saying is, I think throughout the series, especially just in the playoffs in general, that was very low, and then turnovers were high. So that's a couple things to look at.
But
they took down the number 1.
Rebounds too. Offensive rebounds, they lost a lot of offensive rebounds.
They didn't win it all, but there's a lot of good things to look at. Not the best season, a really good playoff series, and a terrible final series, but they took down the Thunder. They had really big highs and low lows, and it was a good season. So I think
Clippers, which is it's Clippers.
I think they were kind of counted out every step of the way.
I think they got also too exhausted, too injured. The team got too, they suffered a lot. Lively suffered that. I mean, you don't recover in a week or 2 weeks. It takes a month.
Luka's got a toll on him after all.
Yes.
All these, and his ankle, knee, everything.
Yeah.
So you can't, you can't put the entire success of a team on one person.
No.
They've got a group of people, but you're right. They need one more person, like a 3. Luka.
Oh, but what happened
Kyrie,
is that he got that fall against him.
Oh, he fouled out.
He fouled out. Oh,
And
that. Oh,
That's your
my-
game 3.
That's when
man.
that went downhill.
But it was already close at that point too, where they'd already diminished their 20
Yes.
something point lead.
Yeah,
so-
but the point is that no Luka there because Luka was supposed to be the one taking those shots, and during the regular season in the playoff, he was taking those shots and he was converting. And it changes also the mentality. The mentality. of the
Washington
game.
was hitting those shots. I mean, there's support role players that when it's time for them to take on that role,
Washington, PJ Washington Jr.
well, when people have to take on the role,
Brown was
and everybody
doing well,
can fill the
Green.
shoes of Luka.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
So, but it's a good season. We're this much closer to the NFL.
But let's wrap it up.
friends.
Let's
Yeah.
wrap it up because I gotta go.
Well,
Subscribe.
Share.
like, comment.
Yes.
We appreciate you.
Yeah,
And,
thank you.
We look forward to seeing you again next week to do a little puffing.
Drinking.
And talking.
And of course, we talk, except for
Cool,
this
right.
guy right here.
He
Yes.
just laughs.
He
Yeah,
just sits there
he
and just
didn't-
smiles at everybody.
He didn't puff. He didn't drink. He didn't talk today.
No.
Tonight, but
He was a little off.
yeah, he's off. But it's
But
fine.
it
It was
happens.
here. We
All right.
named his shirt.